Hey everybody, it's Rob here. Season 10 is now 1 week old and we have been blasting a lot and there's a lot of crazy OP builds this season. We've been playing here the Spiritborn, we've been playing the Spin to Win Rogue, we've been playing Ballerina, and now we're starting here on Obelix on the Fridge journey. And I quickly want to talk about the top most OP builds of the season so far. And we also have a hot fix here for the Fridge, for the Druid that was doing pit 150. That's being changed. The Wild Rage aspect has been deactivated. And we also have confirmation, guys, that a big patch is coming next week, like 2 weeks post-season launch. So that's next Tuesday. And we already have confirmation they're going to change the Soul Spires. They're going to fix the Beast Power bug and such things here. So that's going to be very nice to see this patch. But there's a ton of strong builds, guys. And starting here at number 1, like super cool and fun build. This is played by DMC. This is a Druid Blaster. You see, this is the fastest pit 100 on record that we have a video of. This is the Raven Druid, one of the S-tier builds. And in general, guys, the Druid is eating the best this season. It crushed pit 130 on the old, kind of new pulverized Druid build. But this here is the brand new Summon Raven Companion. Absolutely demolishing pit 100 here in just 1 minute. I didn't even know that the Fridge could move this fast. Like, this is absolutely insane. And DMC has been blasting here. I'm going to link the videos and the planners of this below. And he also like takes down the boss here in just basically 3 seconds. And it's absolutely cooked build. So he's like rocking here on the Fridge. This is the Companion Druid with the new Savagery Chaos Peak and just the new Killed Off Blackwing as a Chaos Power. Absolutely crazy build. I think that's like one of the wildest things out there. And then we also have a new meta right now on the Spiritborn, crushing pit 130 here. Video from Hail Mary playing here a Rake Spiritborn. We already knew that Rake would be S tier, but I did not expect Rake to beat Quill Volley and TOD. A lot of it has to do with the bugs we have right now to the Beast Cornered power. But this guy is basically playing Evade on Thunder Spike and then rocking with the Rake, doing tremendous amount of damage. Also with the Kepeleke and Sepan Sontek combination here. He took down a pit 130. And this is right now next to the, even with the Druid Pulverizer. So these are the top 2 strongest builds of the entire season. But yeah, you know, you can farm on Raven and you can farm on Evade, you can farm up this gear and then switch to the Rake Spiritborn here. And once the Beast Cornered is fixed, like it's dragging too much life. So for those of you who don't know, the Beast Cornered is this power here. And that's already confirmed to getting a fix. You might have noticed that this is like draining your life like way too crazy. And this build is playing with Bran over Brains right now. That's why this build works very well here. And you can see it, like this guy's just gonna like take down the highest pits here. And he's like combining this and resetting the cooldowns with some of the additional chaos perks that the Spiritborn has access to. So there is a lot of multipliers going on here. And that's a very cool build. So big credits here to Hail Mary, the first one that I've seen to play this. Like, it's kind of like a new version of Rake to be played like this. So that's pretty cool to see. Rocking here with a back off, basically like a ranged build, because with Kepeleke, your Rake becomes like pretty big, as you can see in the footage here. It becomes pretty big, and that allows you to basically unlock a whole triple multiplier, plus combined strikes and unstable power for the guaranteed overpower stuff. Like really good one, so you don't need the Banish Lords and you still get guaranteed overpower. And then you combine all this with Harambe and yeah, the Gorilla, and just smashes every skill on cooldown. And like I said here, like it's basically taking down like the hardest pit tier here, 130 right now. So a very, very impressive and super cool build to play. If you want to have some fun on the Spiritborn, you want to evolve your Evade build, which is the best for speed farming, the Evade build. You can try this and try the Rake build here. Planner also linked below. Video also linked here from Hail Mary. Then we also have like a speed leaderboard here. We showed you the Raven Druid already, but here coming in at number 3, man. It's also a big surprise here. This is Mippy playing the Death Trap Rogue. Like a lot of you may remember the Death Trap Rogue from a couple seasons ago. You can see how crazy this build is. The speed. And there's a chaos perk here. You basically just run like crazy, and the more distance you cover, the more multiplier you get on this rogue from its unique chaos perk. And it's absolutely crazy. This is like the second fastest speed run after the Raven Druid that we showed you at the start here. There's a full planner here for Mippy and a full guide, and like this guy is just like, yeah, this one is just absolutely dominating. And I've been playing a bit with Mippy, and even Sorcerer can have some trouble keeping up with the speed. I think the Sorcerer in general is still faster with Teleport, but the Sorcerer has the problem that it doesn't have as much damage as the Rogue, for example, or as the Companion Druid. So Sorcerer, like doing Pit 100 speeds is like a little slower, even though like if you're playing lower speeds, like you are like much faster, but you can't really have the DPS output, not even on the Boar Sorc, which is going to be the next build on this list. But yeah, this is basically rocking here 1 minute, 1 minute Pit 100. And this also has the hit and run power here. I'm just going to go here and show you, like, this is basically allowing you to go 15 meters and giving you a 50x multiplier. It doesn't refresh, but it stacks unlimited. So the faster you go with this build, the more damage you deal. It has, however, very harsh gear requirements, and it's not that easy. Like, that's why I recommend Mippy here. He has this, like, very well explained, like, how much energy you need and stuff. This is not a beginner build, but once you know, get it cooking, like, you can absolutely fly on this build, and it's super OP and super fun for those of you who enjoyed Deathtrap Rogue already, the build from 2 seasons ago. Really, really cool build. And then next here we have some Ball Lightning. Like I said, like, it's very fast. This is like me playing the Ball Lightning Sorc. This is basically just speed running, like 80s, like ultra speeds. We've been like blasting all the way here to Paragon 290 now. And just doing like basically 80 speeds, and yeah, you guys can see how this Ball Lightning Sorc is basically absolutely flying through with the perma teleport. I made a build guide on this yesterday. Like I said, this build's crazy for speeds, crazy for T4, the best build to farm on T4, the best build to farm XP. However, you know, on the Pit 100, it's just like not gonna deal enough damage to go like ultra crazy, right? But it's still a ton of fun, and I think also this is, like, in my opinion, one of the most fun builds of the entire season, like using this like balls and yeah, just basically teleporting around and going completely crazy. So super fun build there as well. Ball Lightning Sorc is also out here on the planner. If you just go on Sorcerer and you look at the Ball Lightning Sorc, and this is basically like the speed setup here that we are playing with this, and Banished Lord Talisman, Perma OP, going crazy. Then also some honorable mention here, the Necromancer. This was, like, as expected, kind of Shadow Blight, not really a big surprise, but still pretty solid build. I think this is done up to 121, and here is rocking, let me see here, like, it's doing like a Pit 100. I'm going to shout this out here for an Anna D3. Also going like pretty wild here, doing like a 2-minute Pit 100 on this build. So usually Necromancer is not the speediest class, right? It doesn't even have any mobility skill, so it's just like fully based on walking. But even just walking, like, this guy is doing pretty solid, I would say, for a Pit 100. You can see him here absolutely crushing these enemies and doing a lot of damage and still blasting this, like, not as fast as the other classes, but still pretty solid. I'll also link this clear below. Pretty nice to see the Necromancer at least strong. You know, I still feel like Necromancer needs something to boost its mobility, like a Blood Rush, or maybe like what I'm always hoping, that they finally remove the cap on movement speed. You know, if a Necromancer could just, or like if we in general could just stack 300%, 400% movement speed the way we used to in D3, where movement speed was uncapped, or the way you can do in PoE, where movement speed is uncapped, you can probably like compete with like some of the Sorcerer builds that just perma teleport, right? But until the movement, like right now, the movement speed is kept at 200%, and that's like kind of slow. You can see this here. This is the max movement speed that you can move at as a Necro, and it just doesn't go any faster, right? Like, even if you one-shot everything, you're never going to be able to like compete with a Sorc. And this is like kind of what's like griping me, and I think many Necro players as well. It's just like a slow class, and you can't really like go crazy fast. But at least you can do a lot of damage here with the Shadow Blight. So pretty cool link here and build as well. And then coming in also on a pretty cool place here, this is the Barbarian. And right now, it's also looking like the dual basic Whirlwind build is the top cake. It's not Mighty Throw, guys. It's finally like a more melee-focused playstyle. And you can see here, this is like the spin to win that I've already showed off. It's a spin to win dual basic. You reduce the cooldown of your basic skills with your Whirlwind using Rage of Haragas and the Unstable Power, giving you guaranteed overpower, but adding a cooldown to your basic skill. And then you're playing, like, he's playing a Bash. I play Frenzy. But like Lunging Strike is the main thing, and then you play either Bash or you play Frenzy, doesn't matter. And he's also rocking Jar Rune here, and actually like taking down the Pit 100 here in 2 minutes. And that's basically what we were doing on the PTR already. So the Barb basically turned out exactly like it should have been. So that's pretty cool to see, in my opinion. Barb going like pretty wild. You see here 10 trillion hits even, and then just like teleporting around and basically just using the basic skills. I'm also going to link this video below. So shout outs to all the players. I obviously couldn't play like all the classes yet, even though I've played a lot of classes, but it's always great to see to have these leaderboards on helltide.com. So I'm also going to link that below, helltides.com, a very nice website to check all these like top clears. I like it a lot, and you can kind of see always what's going on here. And they also have this like speedrun leaderboard. You can see that these are the top speedruns where I was able to find all these clears. So big shout out to all those players. And obviously they also have the normal pit leaderboard where you can see right now Spiritborn with Rake basically on tie with the pulverized Druid. And honestly, like that was a bit surprising to see the Rake that high. Right now, obviously, there's like bugs, and I already moved the Rake up. I basically switched Rake and Touch of Death. Like Rake was in S tier before, like it was just down here, and right now like Touch of Death doesn't really seem that strong because of this beast bug, and maybe they'll fix it soon. But overall, guys, no matter which class you play, like they're all pretty crazy. And like I said, we have like a total of 16 S tier builds, man. And when this patch is coming, like maybe we'll see some balance buffs. I would still love to see some buffs for like Rogue, maybe even maybe the Barbarian too. Like that would be pretty cool. But overall, this has been pretty rocking. This was like the tier list before, and I think we've been like pretty accurate with most of the stuff. Like, okay, Rake was still in S tier by a bit down here, and right now it's kind of all performing, and it's really cool to see the Rake being that strong. So Hail Mary like really found like a pretty cool like kind of like extra variation of this, and beating Pit 130. But yeah, what do you think about these top clears, guys? I didn't really like go only by pits. I also want to like play something fun, right? For example, the Raven Druid, like it's still doing like S tier, like 120 pit. It can't do 130, but the Raven Druid looks so cool. And I'm also looking forward to, I just made my Druid today. So I'm looking forward here to play a bit on Obelix. Look at the trousers, man. Look at the pants. Like it just fits so well. So we've been playing Spiritborn here. We've been playing a lot of Ball Arena Sorc, and now I'm finally ready to also log on Obelix. And maybe I'm going to try Shred build, Boulder build. I'm going to start with Raven probably. I'm probably going to have an updated build guide on that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you soon, my friends. Take it easy. Enjoy the season. GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.